What are you looking forward to in celebration of your 100th birthday?
Well, hoping for the best. Life spare, if my life, could spare to see, even a little more, much, a little more. But we can't tell. We just have to just satisfy with whatever we get.
So you'll be celebrating your 100th birthday. Tell me, what would you describe to be your secret to longevity and good health?
Well, I don't have any choice. I just don't know. Somebody maybe would have to choose for me. My granddaughter did. You can choose for me.
No, no secret.
I don't have no choice.
You just
I just looking forward each day. I don't know what next.
Tell me a little bit about how life was while living in St. Mary.
Well, it wasn't bad. Stayed with my godparents for a little while. One and one. It was okay.
So many children did you have overall?
4. But the boy died.
Have you outlived some of your friends that you would have had?
Most people die out. Most friends.
So how was that experience for you?
It's sad. Sometimes, when you sit alone, you don't have anyone to visit that you could say, I'm going to such a person, So you just have to relax.
Do you often feel lonely because of it?
Well, I don't make it bother me, because it's quite a while.
Yeah.
Many, many years apart.
As you get older, how has life and your daily routines changed over the
I give
years?
thanks to God each day.
Yeah.
That is the main thing. Give God thanks. And especially my daughter, Sonia, she stick by me. She treated me well. She never turned her back from me. No matter she's not well, she never get up one morning and say, Mama, I can't give you a cup of tea. She try and find the stove and make me a cup of tea. And I appreciate that.
Is it difficult for you to get around on your own?
Well, it's not some kind of way because, you're not as before. You have to use it, walk more time, Your knees, they're not so perfect, Them have a time for and the next time again you can move a little better than you have to use the walker.
Did you foresee living this long?
Well, my mother was 106. She lived to see 106. So I don't know if it is in the, whatever they call it, in the blood.
And what about your dad?
Papa, I don't know his age because I was young, They can't do those things in those days.
So would you be the second person to live over 100 in your family?
That, well, so far I don't know because, you have to go on your own. You don't know what's going on behind. So you have to step forward.
Were you at all afraid of death?
No, man, you can't afraid of death. Because suppose it come now, it can come now, as easy as that.
So why you shouldn't be afraid of it?
I don't know, just keep praying.
Yeah.
Going to bed, you pray that if you could live to see the next day, and the next day, and the next day. You just keep praying. You live in hope. I never have a word to say die in Constant Spring. You live in hope and die in Constant Spring.
So what would have been a moment in time throughout the 100 years that you've been alive that you'd say was the best period of time?
You have to say, every day that you live is good, every day. So the best time is being alive, yes, being alive.
Did you have any siblings when you were growing up?
Yes, I had 2 sisters, but they died.
How challenging was it for you to raise your family in Kingston?
It was okay, man, because it was okay. Mr. Virtue used to work with the public service company, and I am at home, come home with the cash. When I knew him, had a little girl by the name of Cherry, pet name. She was only 3 years old. And so far, she's alive up to now, which I take care of her. And she grew up that she got married, and she has 7 children. Yes. And they are alive, and she's still alive. So that was one of the greatest things, that when I took over that little girl and her father, was good, very good.
So Mr. Virtue eventually passed on.
Awesome.
Okay. Well, what was that experience like for you?
Well, age. After a while, you start to complain, you're not feeling well, whatever. But it wasn't anything, like I say, you have to go cut this and you have to go do that, Just the time just come.
So you just accepted fate?
Accept it.
Did you ever think about remarrying?
Maybe at those times, maybe I would, but that's gone.
What do you tend to do now while at home? What's some of the things that you like to do?
First thing, I don't want to light the stove. That is number one.
You don't
Kind of
want to?
scared. I feel scared. I just feel scared. So like if she leaves something on the stove, she going out and she say, Mama, so and so and so. If possible, I just eat what she leave out. I don't work to go and fool around the stove, That is number one. You find that I will stay out here almost 3/4 of the day looking forward for her to return. Because if me even lay down inside, the sleep not coming. Can't sleep.
You have to know that she's
Keep
inside.
looking for her, yeah. Because she have to go and visit the doctor and so on. Or maybe she gone to the supermarket or wherever. But you find me sit right there.
What are you looking forward to in celebration of your 100th birthday?
Well, hoping for the best. Life spare, if my life, could spare to see, even a little more, much, a little more. But we can't tell, we just have to just satisfy with whatever we get.
Were you raised mostly by Miss Leonora?
Oh, yes, I was.
What was that experience like?
That was the most precious thing of my entire life. My mom worked a lot. As a child, she worked a lot, so I was spend most of my times with my grandmother. I remember going to the market, making greater cake, making drops, gratering coconut, cutting up coconut all the time, putting it on the coal stove. So I learned a lot of things, growing up with my grandmother. Cooking, everything.
I know that you've seen her grown to 100. But what's that feeling like for you personally?
Overwhelming. It's very overwhelming to know that she's still with us, because I don't know what life would be like without her. So I pray every day for her longevity.
What would be one of your favorite moments? I know you spoke about cooking and being engrossed in making greater cake, but is there any one special moment that you can recall sharing with her?
Just those walks down to downtown Parade and just, going to the fountain, the water fountain, and, just sitting by the park or going to the market. I remember one time I got lost. Just those lovely memories. There's so many. Diner here, just...
So when you would have gotten older,
Even my mom wouldn't allow me to go downstairs and play. So my grandmother would wait until she got to work and say, go on, man, just go play. And stuff like that. So because of where we used to live.
Yeah.
We down by Fletcher's land. So my mother didn't want me to be outside. But my grandmother would allow me to go and play with the kids.
So that's a secret that's not revealed. So the transition from being a young girl to later being an adult, and you'll be helping to take care of her, right?
Not too much because I live overseas, so I'm not here physically, but I do what I can.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So when you are here, what are the things that you do with her?
We sit and we talk. She'll tell me all about the old time days and everything that's going on. I know everything that's going on in Jamaica because of her. She reads the Star. She watches the news every night. So when I call, she'll say, "You hear? Said this happened. What a way. So I know everything that is happening in Jamaica because of her.
You're looking forward to celebrate with her.
Oh
You'll be here.
yes. Oh yes.
It's a surprise, so you don't want to.
It's not a surprise, no, but we have been planning for months now to have a birthday celebration for her
She's in
on
the
Saturday. On Saturday coming up, because her birthday is on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
So we're planning on Saturday to celebrate her.
Mm-hmm. What would be your advice for younger generations interacting with their grandparents? And I know that we've been so engrossed in technology and all the things that's happening on the outside, and we tend to forget our elders. What would you say to them?
Treasure them, and treasure every moment that you get to spend with them. They have so much of the memory, and they have lived that life that we have never lived before. So we can live through them, and yeah.
Mm-hmm. A whole host of knowledge.
Yes, a whole host of knowledge. So treasure them, and try to, learn as much as you can from them.
Mm-hmm. You think you might get the secret to longevity?
I think it's just living a simple life and being humble. As you can see, she's very humble, and so I think that is it. No worries, nothing bothers her too much. She's day to day.
Mm-hmm. So living a stress-free life as well
Yes.
is important.
Yes.